Hello guys, happy Saturday. All right, I had Flips in here. However, she started to get spicy, so she had to go back into her sick bin so that she would not hurt herself. And everybody else is asleep, so it's just us today. Hi, hello, Crystal and Colleen and Amanda and Michelle and Amber. All right, so we took a poll on Patreon this month, which I think was a way better idea than just like not doing that. Anyways, so the poll winner for the month was Bookmarks and Procreate. So that's what we're gonna do. I just opened up a square canvas. And yeah, we're going to go from there. She's doing pretty good. It's kind of hard to really gauge because she's sedated 100% of the time because they don't want her to re-injure herself during this healing period. But I will say that she's not acting out of sorts for being medicated. So she's doing good. But we won't know until Thursday how she's healed. But she is doing good. She's actually thickening up a little bit because, I mean, her options are literally you can sleep and you can eat. And she is taking advantage of both of those options. So yeah, she's chubbying up a little. I won't be surprised if when we take her to her follow-up appointment on Thursday, they're going to be like, okay, she's getting a little thick. But, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if these pain meds increase her appetite, but she spends a lot of time eating and a lot of time sleeping. So, she's doing good. The baby is settling in. Her quarantine period has passed. However, she's still spending most of her time, like her downtime, in the quarantine her quarantine crate, because she was supposed to move into the apartment with Yeetmare and Bear. However, that's where Flips is now. So because I can't put Flips back into the big cage, and I don't want to put baby in there yet, Trixie, because obviously it's very tall and I don't want her to take a dive. So ferret accommodations have been a little troublesome for the past week and a half. But we're doing it. We're getting it done. So, all right. I did some prowling and I was like, okay, so what types of stuff should we do? So I came up with 3 ideas for bookmarks. The first is the simple, you stick it in between the pages. It's got the string with the tassel, the quitter strip. So one of those. And then I thought, okay, so we can do that one. And then maybe we can figure out how to do a digital magnetic bookmark. I thought that would be fun. And then we can do a variation of that like fold over like circular looking one. You'll know what, you'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean. Okay, so we're going to start with our lining pen. Oh, okay, because this relates to Procreate, I'm just going to start here. So I was on Amazon this morning because I had to get some more shipping materials after the Pride launch yesterday. So I had to get some more shipping materials. And in my recommended, you know how Amazon does like the you might like this, it recommended to me this companion thing for your iPad that goes with Procreate. Word cut out. What does that mean? Oh, okay. Right? Bookmark, I'm assuming. But so this thing that I saw, it was like a variation of like the Bluetooth sidecar that's supposed to have Procreate shortcuts on it. It had a lot of buttons. And I was like, ooh. I almost got one. I didn't, but I almost got one because I was like, okay, I have like two camps when it comes to technology. I'm either I want everything in one device and I don't want to carry a bunch of crap with me, or I'm like I want all the accessories so that I can play with them. So I feel like this morning the minimalist won out because I had just been cleaning my desk. I was like, I don't need more shit. But I considered it. I thought about it because I had seen the one that I think Claudette has, which is like a slim line, maybe 4 buttons across, like a like an old telephone would have, like a dial. What is that called? Jesus Christ! Not a rotary phone. The other one, not a cell phone. The thing in between. I don't know. Anyways, like it had that many buttons, but this other one had like a grid of buttons and then like a arrow key situation and like a quad of buttons above it. It's a lot going on. But I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm if I'm still thinking about it now, then maybe I should go back and consider it. We'll see. If I do, I'll let you know. All right. So let's start with the standard quitter strip. So I'm just going to do... Is it keypad? Is that what it's called? Wow. All right. Anyways. Okay. Oh, she's thick too. Okay. So I'm going to do, now that Procreate allows us to do lines again, I'm just going to do a line in the center and then just, center it like toward the middle like this. And then I'm just going to duplicate it and slide over. Now you can decide if you want like a thick one or what you're kind of going for here. I'm just going to go to about there. And then merge. And then I'm going to do the crossways ones. I want to have like rounded edges. So I'm just going to do here and then round them up. Rounding performance anxiety. You guys, I've been using that Procreate stroke thing like all week, and I am a fan. Oh, that looks pretty good. Aw, I saw his picture on Facebook the other day when he was, I don't know if he was sitting in a walker. It was adorable. All right. So now that I have my little, I almost said semicircle, my rounded corner rectangle here, I'm going to copy this layer and just save a copy of it. That way, if I need an outline or a shadow, then I have it there. But let's see. So I'm going to fill this with black and then select what color I want. We'll just do blue. So I just have a solid blue shape. And then I'm going to... I'm trying to decide if I want... You know what? Here. I'm going to invert this. So we have a white outline. And then blur it because I want to have like a thickness to it. Maybe not that thick though. Okay, I can't do this with this white outline. There we go. Now I can see better. I'm making it a little bit bigger because I don't want it to get lost on the edges. So then I can just select the edges with the automatic brush and then yeet canvas and take all that off. There we go. Did she? What is the Procreate stroke thing? I talked about that last Sunday. You can make strokes around your shapes in Procreate now. About damn time, let me say. Okay, so I also need to make the hole. Because you know how it maybe in a contrasting color there, Jenna? And then I'm just going to center this too, because that's how we do it. Fill it in. And then I'm going to select, go to my color layer, and then yeet canvas so that I get, now it's got that hole here. I learned how to use the Concepts app that's almost like Procreate for iPad. Concepts is also on iPad, I think. Learning how to draw with Android. Cool. When Lachlan was getting really into drawing, he liked Artflow. Artflow felt a lot like, I won't say it felt a lot like Procreate, but it felt like an intuitive drawing program, and he really liked that one. Okay, so I'm not 100% committed to this white layer, but we're just going to go with it for now. And then I'm going to take a copy of our dark outline, put it on the bottom. That way I can make like a shadow. And the shadow can go on whichever side you want. But just to give it like some dimension. And then I feel like also I'm going to have to do that with this hole. Can we talk about that first try? That was nice. There we go. Okay, so then comes the process of the string. Now, there's a couple of ways to do this. You can do just like a regular outline, like a regular line. I was messing around with a concept earlier that I'm going to try. So I'm going to do like the, you know how it comes in, like, I feel like it should be thicker. There we go. And then the other strings will come out of that. Let's do there. Trying to think if I want to do like a tassel, because if I do, then I got to be a lot more picky about the second line. You know, we'll just do a single line. Single line. Okay. And I'm going to do it with a regular brush so that I can get a, there. Okay. So what I did was I duplicated my shape, right? And then I put the color that I wanted on, I believe it was the bottom. So we'll do like maybe a purple. And then tap to select your purple layer. And then go to your black layer and then blur it. I might have gotten this backwards. I think I did. Dang it. Okay, so select your black layer and adjust your purple layer. Yep, I do that every time. Okay. And then I'm just going to brighten this purple a little so you can kind of see it. And then what I did was came in with a texture brush. And it's this diagonal line one. And I'm just going to kind of do like this and then adjust it. Did I do that on the same layer? Nope. Nice. That should work. I could use a twirl for this, but I don't want to. Okay. So then I'm going to clip this to here and then blur this just a little bit. So it kind of gives that like wannabe string kind of look. And then I'll do it with this part too. I kind of get the point. Okay, so this part of the string I'm going to take to the back of the bookmark because you don't want it to be visible. And then I'm going to slide it over just a little so it's more even. And we're kind of getting there. You can also go in and just draw lines or just not have lines if you want to. And then let's see, we can do... Oh, wrong brush. This one I'm going to manually do over. There's actually a hairbrush that might work really good for this part. Okay. And then we'll come here and just do the strings. Actually, hold on. Let's test that hairbrush on this one. I think this is in the materials tab. Yep. So what you can do is you can do like a stroke in the color that you want it to be, and then switch and do some shading colors. And then you just Squish them so they're all in. Oh, that worked pretty good, actually. Nice. Okay. So I'm going to clean up my layers a little bit. You bastard. Okay, that way I can keep the rope things don't have to be clipped, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. Okay, so now I'm gonna stick. Oh, I didn't want to clear that. Let's see if we can find a design to stick on here. Oops, that was not what I meant to do. How about... God, do I have any designs on here? We'll do this one. Why is that cute? Okay. Okay, so at this point you can do some more highlights or shadows on the metal part. So I'm going to do some like bold lines. I wonder if... FYI, I did no preparation here. I was like, I'm just gonna... Ooh! Okay, I wasn't gonna do the outline, but I kind of dig it. Alright. Can you remind me how you perform the Yeetus canvas and why? Yes. Okay, so I'm going to do a separate layer to show you how and why. So let's say we make a ball shape. Okay, and then we want to, let's say, fill it in. We'll just stick with the purple. Okay, so we have purple, right? So, if you're doing something like a pattern, if you're doing something like a pattern, like let's get that geometric line thing back in here. Where did that go? Textures. Actually, this might show you better. Okay, so we're going to just paint this grid on here. And I'm filling the entire canvas with the grid because I'm going to adjust it. So if I hit adjust, okay, warp, I can take these edges in like this so that these the shapes look like they're curving inward. Like that. And then you can go to your liquify and do the expand to kind of fatten like that. So it gives it that shape, right? But now, if I had done that on the exact shape, we would have moved it so that the grid was off of the original shape, right? It wouldn't have worked because we had to pull in edges. So by having extra on the outside, we can now adjust around the shape that we're trying to work with. So to get rid of it, I would go to my original shape and select the pixels outside of it because those are where I want to get rid of. I want to keep the grid lines that are on my shape. I just want to select the outside of my shape. Then I go to the original image, hit move, and then it will only take away the outside image, and that is the Yeetus canvas. You can just sit and painstakingly erase those, But I prefer to just shove it off the screen because that gets rid of the data on that layer. So that's how I do it. It's probably not the standard way to do it. But for me, with especially with shading, like if I'm shading certain areas, and okay, here, you know what? Let me show you a trick. Okay, so if let me start over so I don't confuse you. Okay, clear. All right, so I'm going to draw another shape, right? So we'll do another circle. Okay, so if I drew this circle and then I filled the bottom layer with another color, okay, let's do green this time. And now let's say for this one, I wanted to make an outline using this top black layer here. So if I select our lower layer, so it's the opposite. Instead of selecting the outside of the pixels, we just selected the pixels. Now if I come up here and I say I want to blur it, watch what happens. So it blurs, but sometimes you'll notice, especially in intricate designs, it pulls the edge away, it pulls the blur away from the edge of the design. So instead of having it smooth like it looks here, it'll look kind of like that. So it's not fully on the drawing anymore. So what I'll do instead is not select the bottom layer, blur what I want on this one so it comes outside of the canvas like that. And then I can do the same select Yeetus and it makes a smoother transition to the object that I'm working on. Now, do you always have to do it that way? No. It's probably a workaround for Procreate, to be honest, because you don't usually have to do that in Photoshop either, but that is the way, as they say, the mop flops. So, all right, I'm going to clean up my bookmark tassel thing, like the string a bit. If you're making a one and done bookmark, you don't have to do this step, but because I want to be able to like paste images or draw patterns or whatever on here, then I want to make it changeable, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this piece right here, this thing. So I'm going to hit select, and then I'm going to go to my tassely bits, which are here, and I'm going to hit move. Now that's going to take away anything that is sharing space with those. However, my tolerance is a little high, so I'm going to take that down a little bit. There we go. Yeah, whoops. It cleans up the lines, and it makes it more of a crisp edge rather than a pulled back from the edge of your image. Okay, select, and then I'm taking off this right here, and then I'm just going to nudge this up one like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the string. I'm going to select, go to my string layers, and there's 3 of these, so I'm going to have to do this 3 times. And then just this little outline. So now what I can do is I can take the tassel color piece, or even this here, let's do this. I'm going to pull these string layers back up so they're above the bookmark. Like so. Okay. And then now I can put these 2 highlights or shadings on top and on here so that I can merge these purple layers together. So that now I can change these purple ones to be any color I want them to be. So then we have to include also this piece that's on the bookmark itself. And for this one, we want to take this shape, I'm going to use the black one, and get rid of the string that's touching it, because the string is I didn't select the shape. There we go. Because the string is touching on top, so it looks like it's sitting weird. So I'm going to do that with the shade layer, the top layer, and then also on top of this. Okay, so now it's a little more tucked in behind there. So now also I can take this piece that's purple and add it to the pile so that now I can change the entire thing instead of just the string and the tassel. And then I can merge these other layers together like this, so then I have one shading layer for those, and then I can merge those together. Now the reason that there's two separate shading layers is because, remember, the purple one had a lowered opacity, so if I put the black one on top, it's just going to look black. So we just keep it here, and then this is the layer that you color change. Just like that. And then you can do a color change by just dropping a color, or you can go into the hue and do a slide. And then obviously up your saturation, brightness, blah, blah, blah from there. Okay. So then I feel like this hole is missing our little whole piece. I don't know how that happened, so we're going to put it back. Although I don't know, because we got it so perfect on the first try. Although... Okay. Yeah, that works. Okay. So all of these highlights, I'm going to merge these together, but I'm going to keep this one separate because while I really like it for this bookmark, I don't know how it's going to look for others. And then I'm going to merge these shadow layers together. And then we'll just call this one outline bold. Pattern, or I guess design. Base layer. You know what else we need? We need a shadow for this string here. So I'm just going to duplicate this one. I'm going to drag it down here. And then I'm going to just move it just a little bit like this. And then there we go. So then now we have the string on its own shadow layer too. Okay, this telemarketer needs to stop calling me. Okay, so if I turn this off, export, head into our testage. Obviously we have to crop it because I didn't do that beforehand. That's kind of cute, actually. I really like it. That's adorable. Okay, so that was the first one. And so, I do that so much. We're going to take all of these layers and group them. And then we can title this group Quitter Strip. And then we have the first type. Okay. So now the magnetic one I feel like is going to be a lot easier. Just because there's not string. So let's do... Okay, we'll do like a basic... There we go. I'm going to do this one a little thicker like this. Come on now. And then I want to do a slightly rounded edge up here. So I'm going to come in like that. And then just make sure I have it centered. Like the closer you get these lines, the easier it is to make a smooth round, like a rounded edge. If they're farther away, it's harder. So I want the bottom edge to have like a semicircle. So I'm going to do just a new layer, draw a circle, and no, I'm not drawing a peen. Hold on. Let me try to be a little more accurate with... Hold the table, Jenna. Okay, that's better. Now I can line it up. Oh my gosh, I was almost dead on with that one. Nice. Looks like it might be a little thick. Okay. So then I can get rid of what's up here. Like so. Okay. So then same, I poke myself in the eye. Same as the last one, I'm going to duplicate so that we have an extra layer. And then for this one, I feel like these ones tend to have like a flat edge. Like they're more flat because they're supposed to close between pages. So we're not going to do a whole lot with like highlighting on this one. We're going to do more with shadowing. But let's do a color so we can see. And then I'm going to duplicate it and make a dark layer so that we can make that shadow. I'll just use the distort tool to kind of slide it over like that. Maybe just a smidge over here. Okay, Procreate. We kind of vary in what a smidge is here, dude. There we go. And then I do want to make sure that this part is touching, because obviously if you have a shadow, it's not going to be disconnected if it's that close to the page. So then you can just kind of adjust. Now these as magnets are going to be closer than, say, like the quitter strips would be. But I still, because it is digital, I want to have that line of separation. But I am going to come in and lower the opacity of that so it's not quite so right there. And then you can also blur it just a little to give a stronger shadow. Just make sure if you do that, that you clean up the other side. There we go. That way, because you want the shadow to come from one direction, not a lot, because this is supposed to be to the page, not sitting far above the page. So what I am going to do, though, is, well, first we can select this layer, and then we'll get rid of all this extra down here. That way we can make our shading into one layer later. So now, because I got rid of all that, if I take this layer and put it on top, it's not going to look any different because I took away all of the color and all of the pixels below the shape that we're working on. So then for this one, I want to do just like one line of highlight up here where the light would catch it. And then we'll blur it out. See how it kind of gives that like folded over kind of look? And then I do want to make sure I didn't bleed any of that color, which I did. See how it's all there? So we're just going to yeet that off. So then for this one, you can even add like a texture to the top of it. So I'm going to do just a select and then go to a new layer. And then I think it's in textures. Yes. So textures has these type of like paper looking brushes. And these can be fun because if you put something underneath this, right? Like between these two layers, I'm going to clip something here. So let's go and find an image to clip in. We'll just use this one. So see how it gives it that like fabric textured look? So if I turn this off, you can see the difference. It's got like a fabric texture versus a plastic looking texture. Which, I mean, either way, or both, you can even just leave the textured layer here. And I'll just call this fabric texture. And then another trick is if I swap these two and then clip this to this layer. Now look, you see how it's all like weird? If I go to this layer of the image that I brought in, and you can select different overlay, it doesn't seem to like any of these, but some of them that works really good with. It's usually something that's more opaque. Like this one's not very opaque at all because I didn't want it to be like overpowering. There we go. So for this one, I think putting it under is good. So I mean, does this one really need more? Let's see. That's actually super cute. Look at how cute that is. Now, it might be beneficial with this one to have a sharper top instead of so rounded, but I'm a sucker for rounded corners. But this is cute. Look at how cute that is. Why are you being stupid, Zinnia? Come on now. I really like that. That's adorable. Okay. So that one was a lot easier. All right. So let's clear this out, and then we could put like, see, you could do like different colors, different styles. Oh, cute. And you could also, on the fabric texture, if you hit invert, it'll make a dark fabric overlay. However, I find if you have like a really dark image, then a light fabric overlay looks good, or vice versa. If you have a really light image, then a darker fabric overlay could work. So it's obviously whatever you're working with. So for this one, I don't think we need this top layer, so I'm just going to delete that. And then this is part of the highlight. And then the fabric texture can be on and off. So I'm going to leave that too. I mean, that's really all there is to this one. So this one we'll just call magnetic. These are both cute. Okay, so we got one more that we're going to try. Now this one is similar to that one. You've probably seen these. It's like the almost like a puffed sticker kind of look. You'll see what I'm talking about. So the shape in the beginning is going to be kind of similar. So let's go to our shape. And then, okay, I'm doing this in my head, so just kind of go with me on this. We can do kind of like that. There we go. Well, hello, Kimmy. Stitching would look cute on that one. You're not wrong. Then ran away. Okay, checks out. Okay, I feel like this needs to come in just a little bit. Oh, that's not how that works, Jenna. Okay. Oh, that works. All right. So then we're going to also do the top part with an eraser because we're smart. Okay. This one we'll just go straight across on. Okay, so now for this one, I have this top crossbar on a separate layer because I want to duplicate this layer and then fit it into here. So you see how I've kind of got just like that. That might, let's try to adjust this a little bit. Now you can sit and painstakingly draw this part, but this girl ain't got time. But the outside is just far more appealing. Okay, that checks out. I'm wondering if I should just suck up and redraw this, and I think I'm gonna. But I want to do it with a thinner line, and that's the only reason that I'm giving in. So these can merge, and then a new one. FYI, I'm not used to not drawing hunched over like a gremlin. So when you see me like really close to my screen, that's why. Oh, that's not bad. Okay. So we want to have like this kind of shape. I can see a doorstop. I can see that definitely. All right. So then from here, trying to think of the easiest way to do this. I'm gonna like thicken these up a bit. Oops. Okay. Because I want my color. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. We're just gonna do this. Okay. I need to connect these. Like that. Okay. So now I'm going to turn off the bottom layer, and the top layer is what we're going to work on first. So same thing, we're going to fill with black and then fill with our working color. Oh, I can't do red or pink because Crystal hates that, so we'll just do red. And then I think for this one I want to have the fat outline, so I'm going to blur this clear line that we have here. And then I'm going to get rid of our X-tree with the Yeetus canvas. Yeet. And then this time I'm going to do some highlighting, but I want to do it on its own layer. So we want to have some down here. And then up this way, up that way, and then one. We're going to do one across the top too, but I want to, frick, not do that. I just want to kind of smooth out these stops so they're not so obvious. I wonder if I should just outline the whole thing. Let's try it and see. Now I'm doing this outline or this highlight just inside of the black shaded area. Yeah, I think this is going to work better. Yep. Okay, so before I commit to that, I'm going to duplicate it. And then, because I'm wondering, yeah, I do want to see it stop. If a second layer is going to be beneficial. We'll see. No, it doesn't matter. Okay. So then I want to do the top one, which is going to be the fold. So I'm going to leave that one a little more opaque. Really? Thank you. All right. So then now we still have this outline, right? So what I want to do with this is I'm going to duplicate this outline, fill it in, but now I'm going to turn off the bottom layer, but still select it, go to the one above it, and blur it. And this is going to give you that clear plastic kind of effect. So you know how they'll have like the edge of a laminate kind of, but I think that our line might be a little too thick for this. So we're just going to do it a little thinner. And to do that, I'm just going to lower this opacity and just draw over it because it'll be faster than sitting here trying to fix it. Just like that. Okay. And then I'm wondering if these two should come in like that. Maybe not. No. Okay. We'll just come up like this. But they do have to touch so that we can select. So we're just going to do underneath. And I think this is going to work. But yeah, it's going to work a lot better. Okay, so fill in the bottom. Save our top one just in case. Turn the bottom one off. Select. And blur. There we go. Now it's giving that like plastic outline. Like so. And then for this one, you can put like a cutout. If you do a cutout though, you have to be mindful of the words. Be mindful of the words. No, be mindful of the shadow and highlight that you made on the rest of it. I feel like this one would be better if it had like an all over pattern. So let's see what we got in Lace Stash. Oh, here, we'll do this one. This might be too dark. Oh, God, no, it's cute. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, my goodness. Look how cute that is. So then for this one, you don't have to have the shadow on the bottom because it's plastic. So if there is going to be a shadow there, it's not going to be incredibly visible. I love this. This is so cute. Look at how cute those are. I mean, come on. So we've got 3 different types. Which one is your favorite, you guys? Oh, I'm torn. I'm torn. I feel like the one with Pepper would be more of like a decorative, I'm like holding pages together, because in practice, I can't imagine that the thicker, like the bubbly plastic would be like it would hold the book partially open, right? Whereas the one that has Frankie on it would like flatten more. I think that one would be better for an actual physical functioning bookmark. But I think they're cute. Look how cute they turned out. I really dig those. So let's go clean up our file. let's see. So this is going to be our base. And then this we can delete. And that we can delete because all we needed was that outline layer. So this is going to be our shading. And then these ones can all be merged as our highlight. So this one is super easy. And then I'll just do a clip here. And we'll call this design because I learned my lesson from last time's forgetting words. And then we'll just call this one the thick bookmark. Because it's thick. So then now I'm going to come through with all of these and fit to canvas. I don't think that we're going to have a lot of luck. I almost hit rotate 45. Come on, Jenny, you got this. You're not stupid, usually. Am I stupid? Can we do this, please? Why aren't you fitting? Wait, what is in here that's not fit? Oh, it's this layer right here. Okay, hold on. When in doubt, do it manually. Okay, there we go. It was because I had that color layer in it. So this one's a bit more confusing as far as like creating the thing. There we go. And then I'm going to turn all the layers on so that I can crop the canvas as close as possible to accommodate everybody. Just like that. And then now you go into the file, pick the one you want, put in your design and export, and you're good to go. These turned out cute. I really like them. That's adorable. Okay, so just like last month, I'm going to go ahead and export this file and save it or send it to the Patreon group. So that you guys can download it and play with them, do whatever. Yeah. So do we have any questions? Anything I didn't think of? Did I straighten up this one? Let's see. We're going to put design here. See, I'd like to close these down a little bit more, but I don't think I can without screwing it up or making it like harder to work with. Okay, these ones I feel like can go, yeah, these can go together. And that's got to go on top of that. Yeah, okay. Design base shade. Okay, cool. Cute. Super cute. Okay, so I'm going to export as a Procreate file. And then we'll save 2 files. And now I can call it something else. Bookmarks. Yo. And save. Okay, so give me like, I don't know, 5 minutes or so, and I will have this up on the, I almost said Procreate page, on the Patreon page, so that you guys can download the file. Yeah, if you do download it, make sure you download a copy that you can keep off site, so that if you come in here and you feck something up, you still have a clean copy that you can come back and start over with. But yeah. I think that's gonna do it for today then. Hey, wow. We went a whole hour and 20 seconds. So tomorrow we'll be back here for pajama planning. And for those of you guys in the Willy or Shamey tiers of Patreon, everything is packaged up and ready to go. It's going to go out this week. And I'm excited because there's some cool stuff in there. But yeah, those are going to go out to you guys this week. So keep an eye on your mail in the next week and a half. Colleen, I have yours set aside. I did not, it's packaged, but it's not labeled. So I'm going to wait and send that for you until you tell me to start shipping them to you again. So just keep me posted. Let me know. I know you said June, possibly July. So just keep me informed. So cool. All right, guys. I will see you tomorrow. I hope you have an awesome Saturday. Get some rest and don't go absolutely crazy. All right. I'll see you guys later. Bye.